All right, and I will be tasked with guiding all these wonderful people here through this wonderful adventure here. So we're just gonna stomp right in, and we're gonna start. You know what? We're gonna start with Ari because Ari hasn't done anything today.
Uh, I beg to differ, but yes. Hi, I'm Ari. I, of course, it's my first episode here. I play Layla, but if you've seen me other places on the internet, I am on Kira's YouTube channel, the Cookout TTRPG. I am also over on the Bear Pen. But to keep this short, follow me over on Twitter on Small Shadow Snack to keep up to date details of what I'm doing, and also possums because yes.
All right. Well, sure. Okay. Next, Sir Monolith.
Hey, I'm Sir Monolith on Twitter, and when I actually manage to get there and do something, and I've been playing here, obviously, and I'm also playing on a show that's a little earlier in the day over on Kira's channel at the Cookout that you guys should come check out because if you haven't seen it already, that one's doing pretty good. It's gonna be a blast.
All right, and I guess next we can do Kira.
I'm so sad about
so
it.
sad, right? I'm pretty sure.
I guess we'll
everyone
do
can feel-
Kira.
Everyone can feel this thought. We gotta send this individual some face pills for that. You know, what I mean, just a couple. Hi, I'm Kira858, partially sponsored by Pepsi, and of course I'm here playing Aspen, a unique individual who is discovering that adventurers may not all be the same. Of course, you can be able to find all of our content on twitch.tv/Kira858, as well as on YouTube, the Cookout TTRPG. We just came from introducing our brand new campaign, Immense Light of Shadow, which is absolutely incredible first episode. So make sure to check this out. Check that out on twitch.tv. And there's even one new project that'll be coming out in the near future that I'm super excited about. But just keep an eye out on our Twitter at the Kira858 as well as the Cookout TTRPG for the announcement to come up. And that's it for me.
All right. Well, next up, Suringer.
What's up, y'all? Y'all know where to find me. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch. I'm also on the Cookout TTRPGs because Big Dog Kira still lets me in for some reason. Ree got me over here for some reason. I'll be playing Reagan Perro, your resident well-to-do paladin, in the building. And yeah, let's get into it.
All right, that's the end of the introductions for all the important people. No, guys,
Yo, I need to see PJ Salt all throughout the chat. This is the saltiest Ree has ever been.
No, guys, your turn.
I am Glyza. That's it, because apparently that's how important I am. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm Glyza. I'm a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host. I'm a writer. I'm a variety streamer. I'm a TTRPG performer. I'm on a lot of different channels. On Mondays, I'm on twitch.tv chatterboxaba playing Darla on Somehow Human. Every other Wednesdays, I'm on twitch.tv Kira858 playing Alicia Lionor. Every Thursdays, I am playing Mora, a scholar who's suddenly a space ninja on twitch.tv /Atomic Zero. And then on Tuesdays, I've started this program where we are doing little one shots every now on my channel, twitch.tv /Classical Glyza. But one of the things that is that has been announced this year is this year that has been announced earlier last week, I think, is that on once a month on Fridays, I will be a host on Never Ending, where I'll be interviewing a lot of TTRPG personalities. So check that out. It's called Trial Run, where I interview people, get them to build a character, and then run them through a one shot that makes their characters more lived in. So you can see all of this announcements on at Classical Glyza on Twitter, because I do make all of my announcements there. And I am occasionally hilarious there and a delight always, except on Ree's channel, because Ree bullies me all the time. So I just fight back. That's all I have to do. I'm just protecting myself. You saw how it started. He was already attacking me from the beginning. So gloves are off tonight.
Those are lies. Yes, please make sure to go and follow all these wonderful people. They are all doing amazing things, and you won't regret it. But for tonight, we are going to re-explore what our young adventuring party here is up to. In our last session, they have attempted to secure the protection for the young Captain Valerie for the Eshian Navy, and after a bit of a, we'll say, tense conversation in which some people may have been threatened by other people, they decided to do a watch out or sit out to make sure that the captain would be safe. And after seeing that she made an exit during the middle of the night to her ship, decided to give chase, and ultimately our young Axel was left on the ship just before it seemingly exploded. We are going to be picking up at that moment. Axel, can I have you roll me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Let's see how this goes. Fingers crossed. And roll a new character. Alright, so it's normal. Let's do a dex. 21. Blackjack.
21. So you realize that the ship is preparing to explode just as you kind of enter the first doorway. You look up and you see there are two people seemingly engaging in some sort of fight. You see one of them who you recognize immediately to be the captain, who is wearing a number of scrapes and scratches across the center of her chest and in her arm that you've seen her using this very strange looking weapon. You see the other one appears to be a woman with almost white alabaster skin with these kind of black feathered wings behind her. And as she notices you get the kind of instinctual feeling, a sense, or, to not be copyrighted here, a certain tingle, and you throw yourself back from the doorway and into the water, and you will take 4 points of fire damage as the ship explodes into an inferno. The rest of you see from a distance the ship go up, and you can see that the explosion seems to be centered on the very center of the ship, and it's kind of like going upwards and outwards. What do you all want to do?
Reagan is going to start dashing over there.
Yeah, Aspen being on the top of the rooftop is essentially going to go into a Baywatch mode and attempt to first look for the captain if possible, if not her, someone else to be able to start evacuating them off the ship.
I'm going to go straight and look for Axel.
All right. I will say you're Genasi in the water, so it will be pretty easy for you. So you can just make a basic perception check to see if you can find out where exactly Axel is. Reagan and Aspen, you two are going to have to deal with the kind of rushing out of the people who are working in the area at this time, as well as the guards who are rushing in. So for you, since you're on the roof, Aspen, just make me either a perception check or an investigation check. Reagan, if you want to get closer, make me either an athletics check or an acrobatics check to either push your way through the crowd or kind of shuffle and move through it.
We're going athletics.
All right. 18. I would take that. So the
22 for us?
Not
Aspen. We.
Reagan.
Yeah, for Reagan. I'm on tilt. Okay. 22 for Reagan.
27 for
Good grief.
24 for my perception check.
All right. So we'll resolve those in reverse order. Duketrup, as you are traveling through the water, it doesn't take too long for you to see, kind of laid where there is a bit of debris, you see a figure that you quickly realize is your companion, kind of laid back facing towards the bottom of the water, and you can see they aren't moving at the moment. What would you like to do?
Sorry, would you mind repeating that?
So you see with the form of what you realize to be Axel, and they're kind of laid face up towards the top of the water and not moving.
I'm sorry. Would you mind repeating that? I'm kidding. I heard it.
They drop drones in the ocean.
I swim after Axel. I swim after Axel to try and check if he's okay and if to bring him to land because he's my friend.
I'm
But
conscious since I only took 4 points of damage, so
yeah. So I'm gonna go to him and try to like bring him to the land or something, whatever. Because that's what friends do, Ree. They support each other.
Sure, Axel. You see after a moment as you're kind of getting your bearings and looking around, one, you're in the water, so you know that you don't have exactly a lot of air. You didn't have the chance to take a deep breath before you fell in, and you do see there is someone approaching you. I would say your passive is high enough to realize that it is a dewdrop. Is there anything you want to do before she arrives?
I mean, I don't, I can't. The ship just blew up, so I don't like. Aside from trying to swim away from the burning wreckage, I don't think there's a whole lot that can be done right now unless I can, see nearby. Unless I notice anything nearby with like maybe either of those two figures that I just jumped away from being like blown free of the ship nearby or within sight.
Roll me a perception check.
All right. He's like, joke's on you. There's nothing there. 25.
You see about another 40 feet away from you, there is another form that's clearly unconscious and slowly sinking towards the bottom of this ocean.
I'm gonna swim toward that thing, and if Dewdrop gets within range, I'm gonna like tell her that I saw a body sinking over there. Might be better at getting it than me.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything for like the swimming or?
No, if you don't have a swim speed, then you will move at half your speed, which I believe for most of you should be 15. And yes, your Constitution modifier will represent how long you can hold your breath.
Okay.
The plus.
I have
so
swim
swim
speed.
17 and a half feet.
I have swim speed of 30, and
damn.
I'm gonna be like, I can breathe underwater because water genasi. And I'm just gonna go ahead and be like, all right, give him a thumbs up, and then swim towards the other body.
You're making your way closer.
Do I have dark vision?
I imagine you could see underwater pretty easily, but it's still dark.
Let's see.
Do you have dark vision, Dewdrop?
Do Genasis have
Nope.
dark vision?
The only one that gets is fire genasi, sadly.
Oh well. Then
Interesting.
I did not know that.
Well, you are doing your best to locate this floating body. Roll me a perception check at disadvantage. See if you can aim yourself properly.
You want me to roll perception disadvantage?
No, you're just pushing your way through the crowd, so you don't actually, you aren't looking for anything yet. You don't need to roll to see the crowd.
I'm about to say.
So wait, who's rolling for disadvantage? Myself?
Yeah, because
to find the body.
Okay.
Because it's dark.
Oh, the first roll is 19. We'll see what the second roll is. Huh? The second roll is also a 19. So suck it. It's 19 plus 7. 26.
Why do you tempt me like this, guys? Why do you tempt me like this? So you are primarily thanks to Axel's directions. You are able to make your way over towards this swarm, and you realize that it appears to be Captain Valerie, who isn't moving at the moment. You see she has several what looks to be like claw marks going down the left side of her chest, and you see that weapon that she normally carries with her is not with her at the moment.
Okay. I am going to cast Healing Word on her.
I'm going to be nice and not make that cost oxygen to cast or whatever.
First of all, I can breathe underwater.
But you
I'm a
can't
genasi.
speak underwater. It's not a thing. But you cast the spell.
Yes, I can!
It's not that thing. You cast the spell, and you see as the healing magic approaches her, it doesn't seem to have an effect.
Oh, that's right. She's a dead thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbass.
Nah, that's all good. Honest mistake.
This is why you should have been whatever. You should have been believing in the nameless gods. And then I swim with her on the, to bring her back to the land.
Okay, so as you are bringing your new companion with you, we're going to cut over to see what Aspen and Reagan are up to. So, what did you roll on your strength check, Reagan? Or your acrobatics check?
Athletics 22.
22. All right, with the 22, you are able to kind of push your way through the crowd and kind of get over that current of people. And as you approach the ship, you can see that the entire ship hasn't so much as exploded as kind of the central area where you would guess the captain's quarters would have been. So you can see the entire ship itself is still still one single piece, and it is on fire.
Can Reagan just see if he can perceive the situation or any survivors immediately? I'm also going to use his Eldritch Sight. Not Eldritch Sight. Yeah, Eldritch Sight. Just to see, hoping somebody has magical items, because it'll be something to aid him while he's looking.
Sure. So you can see the people around you immediately, and they seem to be doing okay. You do catch some of them kind of clutching their arms or legs as they're moving. But you do see kind of off at the edge of your vision, there is a small faint light that is showing up under your vision.
I think what is it? It's essentially detect magic. What's the range on it?
I think it's 60 feet, I think.
Okay, so there's something 60 feet somewhere that he can just make out is magical.
Yeah, I would say you're pretty confident that it's on the boat, just based on distance and angle and things like that.
Okay, on the boat. Does it have a shape at all to it, based on what he can perceive?
We'll say yes to your sign. It looks like a uncoiled maybe rope or something like that. It looks kind of, you get that long length kind of look to it. It looks like maybe a rope or a whip or something like that.
A rope or whip. Okay. Well, how far is Reagan from the boat at this point?
You gather based on what you're looking at, the light is still probably on the boat, so you're 60 feet from it, but you're probably about 30 feet from the actual boarding plank.
We don't need that. Reagan is going to, use his radiant soul and get his wings.
All right. What does that look like?
Yeah, you essentially see Reagan glow with some holy light, and then see golden rings just sprout from his back. And he's definitely like radiating holy energy. So in this dark night, like, he stands out particularly.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay. And as you unleash the spark of divinity inside of yourself, for just a moment, the rest of you can catch the night sky seeming to erupt into this golden light. And you see the people who are running about in a panic begin to slow down for just a moment and look up and just roll me a persuasion check for me. Roll it for me.
Ooh, a straight persuasion.
Yeah.
What do I roll 2 4s? Oh my god, that's a total of 10. A total of 10.
You catch a few people who kind of look up at you, and a few of them begin to kind of slow down and to be a bit more orderly, but the majority of them continue running.
That's fair. Reagan is flying toward the ship, so I assume that would be like the best he can do right now.
And then Aspen, what are you up to?
Oh yeah, so remember, so Aspen made that perception check of 27.
Oh yes. So what you see, I will say, do you have? I believe you have like an advantage on sight checks. Is that correct, Aspen?
Advantage?
or have
I
good
think.
eyesight. I don't know. I don't know if you have good eyesight or not.
Yeah, I have a passive
just-
perception of 19.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
and,
Okay. So you don't have any magical eyesights though. Is that correct?
I think no. I think I have blind sight for 10 feet, but my dragon has dark vision of 60.
Okay. All right. So you see the people kind of scattering about, and as you're making your way closer to the boat, you can't see Axel anymore. You have no idea what happened to them, and you can see that the ship itself still seems to be in one piece, and you can see from where the explosion happened, it clearly took off. It's almost as if the explosion cut the room it was in into two pieces. So there's one part that is still standing and the other part that seems to have been blown away. I would say what's your intelligence modifier?
1 second. +1.
Then yeah, that's all you gather from that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So I don't see anyone. So it looks like people are evacuating. Okay, is that right? Do I see anyone that's struggling to evacuate? Of course, the captain. I'm presuming I don't see her because the dewdrop has them. Is there anyone else that looks?
At the moment, no. It seems like everybody seems to be moving out pretty quickly, pretty effectively.
I'm going to use my primeval awareness to be able to essentially detect within a 1 mile radius that large group of individuals. Well, I mean, we all kind of know what that is. Celestials, fiends, fae, undead, dragons, yada, yada, yada. pretty much everything.
You do get your senses to ping a celestial fiendish existence.
Okay. I know that they're here. I don't have a way to contact the others to let them know that they're here. So yeah, I guess in that case, Aspen is going to leap back up to the rooftop to just keep an eye out on things and make sure that everyone is able to evacuate. Because there is no way for them to be able to detect specifically who the celestial fiend individual is. So they're just going to keep an eye out for people evacuated. If they see any stragglers or somebody else, they'll try to help them escape.
Okay. So as you begin to kind of watch over the people, you see Reagan unleash this divine essence for a moment, and the night sky seems to light up. And as once in kind of the brighter radiant light, you're able to catch into your eyes. It seems that the goal of whatever made this explosion was not to destroy the boat, but it seems to have been very targeted. It seems that the only part that actually exploded was that main room. It doesn't seem that there was a lot of damage to other things.
I want to go into that main room.
Okay. Are you just leaping, or are you
Yeah,
you
whatever
can fly.
I have feather fall at the moment. Next level, I can
Feather
be able to
fall.
fly. I can fly for
Okay.
what?
All right, roll me an athletics check or acrobatics, I suppose.
All
See
right.
how well you can handle this leap. How well you can swan dive onto the boat.
That'd be a 14 plus 8, so that's 22.
All right, so you are able to clear from where you are to basically the closest part of the boat without too much trouble. And as you look around, you first get the smell of burning timber and wood, and you can see the small ash particles in the air. As you make your way closest to the closest stairwell that leads up, you enter the room, and you can see, now that you're here, that it doesn't seem that the explosion was some sort of attack that seemed to have originated from. It almost looks as if there is just a single spot in the wood that was burned, and then from there outward the explosion emerged. But you do not see a person here now.
Was there an item what is the shape of the explosion that took place? I'm presuming, like, does it look like in the shape of a human that kind of erupt from? Does it look like a shape of like a cylinder? Like what is the appearance of that explosion aspect? Because usually, like, if there's fire, it kind of like it erupts from a person and you see it like on the wall.
Roll me an investigation check.
Ooh. This is where things get dire. Yep, that's a 3. Never mind. Don't know.
It looks to you like, I mean, it looks like it exploded. Honestly, you could tell it doesn't look like a dragon breath attack. You're pretty confident, it doesn't look like that. But other than that, you aren't really sure.
All right, I would guess just one last thing, and I'll just kind of look out for anything else that may be in the room of something, interest of value, of high value, something that may be good for.
Looking roll. No, I won't say roll. But you see, as you kind of look around, is most of the office has been destroyed at this point. But you do see there is a door kind of across from you that seems to have been either broken or just removed from its hinges, as if someone was attempting to kind of leave quickly.
Ooh, can I go into that room to see what's inside of there?
Sure.
Yeah,
As you step foot inside, you see there is a stairwell that is leading further down, and as you look down, you catch the kind of moving shadows indicating that there's something down there.
I will, especially in this light, I would definitely attempt to make my way through those shadows to see who it is.
And as you descend, Reagan, you are just now reaching kind of the center of the kind of explosion at this point. You look around, and the person you saw a moment ago wielding this magical weapon isn't here anymore.
And no sign of said magical weapon?
Nope.
Dang, what happened to 60 feet in a matter of one turn, essentially? Okay. Reagan is going to, hopefully as a free action, call down below, is anyone hurt and can't move?
All right. Someone, you hear Reagan calling in the distance.
I'm not saying anything because I see movements in the shadow, right? The movement wasn't coming from the voice wasn't coming from the movement, right?
No.
Okay.
It seems from where you are, the voice seems to be coming from up and to the left from you.
Yeah, so Aspen tried to remain stealth because they're not sure exactly who this creature is and they don't want to give away their position.
Okay.
Reagan's just waiting for a response. His goal is to see if he can help any potential survivors.
After
so he's keeping an eye out. Yeah. So Reagan will assume that there's no one on board that needs his help, but he'll kind of fly a little further to this. What's the name? What's the term? The deck of the ship. Closer, yeah. Fly a little closer to the deck of the ship and see if he can spot anyone.
Okay. As you get closer to the deck of the ship, you don't see anyone on the actual vessel. You get the feeling that this area was pretty much spared from whatever happened. You can look around. It seems like chairs that have been tossed aside, but it looks like it had been tossed by someone who had just recently kind of stood up in a hurry and moved. You see tables, you see unfinished drinks, things like that kind of, scattered about. And as you're walking, you see your companion, Dewdrop, kind of emerge from the water holding something. It looks like maybe a sack kind of over the shoulder. You're kind of having a hard time seeing it from this distance.
Even while he's glowing?
Like they have something. Would you glowing help you see further? Yes, I would say you can tell it's a person.
His other side is still active if they got magic on him.
No, and I don't believe either of them has magic, unless Dewdrop has some sort of magic item I don't know about.
I'm a magical person.
No.
Wow, Ree. The worst.
Okay.
You see her emerge carrying a person. I would say you can tell from the distance, but it's hard for you, even with that extra bit of light, to make out exactly what it is in the shadow. And then behind her, you see another figure emerging from the water.
Well, since Aspen, why do I keep doing that? Since Reagan definitely sees Dewdrop, Reagan's gonna be like, Dewdrop, do you need help, friend?
I forgot that. Well, I'm gonna shout back. I have the vampire lady over here. I don't have the healing prowess to save her or whatever. She looks like she's been clawed. Told her to pray for the nameless ones. I'm just saying. I just bring her closer to
Cold-blooded.
Regan.
How much time?
Maybe
will
the
have-
god of claws would have saved her or something.
How much time has lapsed, Reed, from the time Reagan activated his wingspan and flying and hovering?
So you're approaching 10 minutes from doing it, moving onto the ship, looking around, and then seeing you drop. You're sitting at like 7-ish minutes, we'll say.
Oh yeah, well then Reagan's wings will go away. He's only got a minute on it.
Okay, so then, so then after a moment or two, your wings will slowly kind of dissipate, and that light will fade away from you. Dewdrop and Axel, what are you up to?
I would have been following Dewdrop after she got the thing to get back to shore, because unless I spotted somebody else, but he said that was the only figure that I saw. So
Right. All right, then as you all are making your way there, our camera is going to pull back, and we are going to follow a young tiefling who at the moment is trying to figure out where her friends have gone, because they have once again failed to leave you any sort of note, letter, messenger, anything letting you know. It is currently the middle of the night, and you have no idea.
Aspen would have left a note. Aspen, after the first mistake the first time, Aspen doesn't make the same boo-boo twice. They would definitely at least would have mentioned, like, I know of, like, they were going
You
to.
specifically said she was with us to at least the pub. Like, you specifically said, because I specifically asked you, Reed.
Yeah.
I specifically asked you.
You are. Yes, you are aware that. Let me see. So if you weren't there for the actual stakeout. You're aware that that your friends went to speak to the vampire lady, and to warn her about what you all have discovered up to this point. But then after that, I will say that you don't know where they went after that.
I imagine Layla was very much busily writing some music that Regan asked her to write. And she looks around and is like, oh no, they're not here. And then she's like, oh wait, they're going here. And she's shoving everything in her bag to speed out the door. Pausing, of course, in any reflective surface to check her appearance before she zooms out the door.
Yeah, you check in the mirror and you look good. You look good. Your horns are very, very neatly trimmed. You look pretty good. But as you head out, it doesn't take you very long to reach the inn where the captain was staying. And as you arrive, you don't see any of your companions.
Oh, they've done this again. She'll go in and ask after she fluffs her coat and everything.
Sure. And as you approach, you see this time there's a different person working behind the bar. This person is what you guess to be maybe a half elf with kind of longer, dirty blonde hair. And they seem to be a bit younger, maybe 15, 16. And they look up at you. Hello? Oh, wait. Welcome. Is there anything I can get for you today?
Oh, well, I was just wondering, have you seen a group of people in here? She will start to describe everybody. I was supposed to meet them, and silly me lost track of time. I was wondering if maybe you overheard where they were going.
No, I just started. No, wait. Your friend, the blue lady. The person before me. Sure. He mentioned that they were here before. They were apparently waiting outside or something. I don't know. It was weird. He said it was weird. They were weird.
I mean, they
That
could.
NPC sure is very kind towards Dewdrop, huh?
But you know, we are all odd in our own little way. Where is your coworker? They wouldn't have happened to know which direction they went.
But, I mean, I can go get him if you just.
Yes, please.
Sure. Okay. And this young elf gets up and kind of steps behind this tarp, this curtain, and they're gone for a moment before they bring back the familiar, older-looking half elf who kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh dear."
Oh, they. Please tell me it was not a dire situation that they found themselves in.
I don't think so.
Oh, good.
They spoke with the captain, from what I understand. Then they left.
You wouldn't have happened to know which direction.
Not exactly. They seemed to do nothing for a few hours. And then as nightfall came, they left here in a hurry. They were heading towards the harbor. But I don't know if they went anywhere else before that, unfortunately.
Perhaps they just wanted to watch the water. Sometimes they do that. All right, thank you so much for your information. It was very helpful. And she will like rustle around and like put 2 gold on the counter, just kind of like thank you for your assistance. And very quickly turn on her heels and attempt to walk as fast as she can out the door.
You are welcome to come back anytime.
Oh, I will. You have a most hospitable establishment.
And as you step out into the night air, you look around for just a moment before you hear the sounds of an explosion going off in the distance. And as you look in that direction, you see for a moment a cloud of orange and red pierce the night sky before you see the remnants of small pieces of debris begin to rain back down in the direction of the harbor.
Panically starts running because she's worried about them now.
All right, you begin to run as quickly as you can. And as you're moving, you see several small groups of guards beginning to form. A few of them give you kind of a confused look, but they all seem to be much more focused on what they need to be doing. So they kind of let you pass without distraction. And as you reach the harbor, you see the guards that are normally stationed there have moved forward.
She's gonna try and look to see if like there's a way around them.
Yes, they don't seem to be, none of the guards seem to be stopping you from moving forward. They seem to be gathering information and kind of making a staging area, so to speak.
She doesn't run. She very nonchalantly walks towards the water, just like, I'm supposed to be here.
Just roll a deception check to see how well you can pretend or performance. I just kind of want to see how this goes. See how well you could not look suspicious.
Good news is they have the same plus. But I rolled deception and it was a 26.
You are cool, calm, and collected, and as you kind of make your way through, no one seems to really pay you much of attention. There's a few, you see some of the kind of younger, fresh-faced guards seem to kind of look over at you before being quickly pulled back to focus by some of the other ones. And you are able to enter the harbor district without much fanfare. You see at this point, the people that are coming towards the exit are a bit more dispersed in kind of smaller groups, and they seem to be doing kind of more of a walk and watch instead of trying to rapidly escape. What do you do?
She's gonna press on. She's like, nope. They're here somewhere. They're here somewhere. I've got to find them. Oh no, what if one of them's hurt?
Okay.
There is barred senses of panicking as she's worried about all of them.
Right, and as your panic is mounting, you reach the ship, and you can see now that for the most part, the damage seems to have been very localized on one specific part. So it doesn't seem as bad as it did when you were further away, as the ship seems to still be mostly in one piece. And as you approach, you begin to see three people who are coming up from the kind of lower deck section of the pier. They seem to be drenched in water, and you see that Dewdrop, because they are very noticeable, is carrying who you would assume to be some sort of worker or someone important over their shoulder. And then you see not too far behind them, Axel.
Oh my god, you two are alive! Running over now.
Yes, I am alive. She is undead. Do you have a way of making her awake? I tried. It did not work.
She will attempt to cast Cure Wounds?
As you attempt to cast your magic, you see the holy magic impact her, but it doesn't seem to be helping in any way.
That's all I got.
Oh well. Maybe give her blood or something. She is a vampire after all.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not asking for your blood. We should find some blood.
But you know, I would say we ask Regan, but if magic didn't work, I don't know if we necessarily want to give the undead lady his blood. You know what? It's fine. I'll give mine, and she'll like pull out her dagger and just like
Okay.
make a little cut on her arm, and just be like,
Well, don't
like-
put it in front of her. She
like,
might
just-
suddenly bite you.
"Oh, it's fine.
Okay. Just a little couple of drops should be
Yeah,
fine.
just a couple."
Yeah.
Roll me a d4, Layla.
Oh no. Hold on. It's a 4.
Okay. So you take 4 points of damage, and as the blood, just a decent amount of blood, goes into her mouth, you do see she does slowly come to, and she kind of looks around.
The nameless ones have saved you. I say, straight to her face.
Confused and nodding along and tiefling.
Persuasion check with advantage.
Why?
We get advantage. There you go.
All right,
Take it, take
fine.
Make it steps. Progress.
I'm trying to convince her.
I will
Don't
die
get
if it's
mad.
like 2 1s. If it's 2 1s, I will die.
I'm
It's
having
18
flashbacks.
plus 1, 19.
Nice.
She is still visibly groggy, and you can see her eyes are a bit glazed over, and she kind of looks up at you. Oh, thank the nameless ones, I guess.
You're
Where
welcome.
are we?
I will make sure to offer a sacrifice for you.
We are at the harbor. It appears that your ship is no longer upright.
Yeah, it's on fire.
You see her very quickly begin to kind of pushing herself up onto very shaky feet, and she looks at the boat, and you just see despair on her face as she just watches the bits and pieces of her boat begin to kind of fly and fall down and just be really destroyed ultimately. And she just kind of looks and she goes, "I hadn't finished paying off the boat."
Ooh.
What
Perhaps-
happened? Do you remember?
Wait, there was a person. She was very pale, but not one of us. She
I
was.
saw you fighting, but there wasn't any time. By the time I saw you, it just an overwhelming fear of dread came over me, and I leapt off the boat right before it exploded.
Did you see where she went?
No, I barely saw you unconscious in the water.
Well, wasn't there another one of you? No, two of you?
I was the only one on the boat who made it, and well, I mean, I guess technically you wouldn't have drowned, but didn't have any way of knowing that at the time. I just saw a body floating from a distance.
Well, thank you anyway. Um, shouldn't we be leaving? Oh, looking for the guards at least? I don't think I'm in any position to fight anything at the moment.
Yeah, you should probably take the load off.
I will carry her to some place where she can sit down. After Regan can see us, right? Regan's there.
Yes, Regan,
Okay.
you can see this. You can see this exchange.
Regan will definitely be rejoining his friends.
Okay. All right, then, and as the rest of you are grouping up, we're going to find and see what Aspen is up to. As you descend the stairs, are you attempting to be stealthy?
Oh, definitely. He doesn't know this individual is a perpetrator of this explosion, someone who needs help, or someone who's trying to gain some items before it completely collapsed. So super stealthy.
Give me a stealth check.
All right. Second best thing he can do, so this should hopefully go well. Oh yeah. Oh wow, that is beautiful. 17 plus 8. 25.
All right, you get low and you see there is, as you get down, you can see it across opposite from the shadows. There is a woman who has her back turned toward you, and you can see she is kind of paler skinned, but still very much alive. And you see kind of coming out of her back are these black feathery wings with kind of a crimson hue to them. And you see in one hand she has this kind of black barbed whip-like weapon, and in the other she seems to be ripping off the tops off of crates and looking through them.
So black feather wings, a whip. This aspect gets the feeling this is the same lady that was sitting on the seat.
You get the feeling this is the where you pinged the fiendish, at least the fiendish aspect. You aren't sure if it's if the idea of being something being celestial and fiendish together is possible, but you gather just from the appearance, she's at least at the minimum fiendish. The black wings and crimson hue is basically wearing the I'm fiendish around my neck at that point.
All right. So at that point, Aspen kind of assumes, especially with this individual just wrecking through the items, he's going to use bonus action Hunter's and then action straight up green flame blade on this lady. straight into combat.
Okay, let me just. What does green flame blade do again?
So green flame blade does it's essentially an attack. I make it an attack roll. With the attack roll comes into play. If the attack hits, it deals an extra D8 of damage. And then if there was a target next to it, the flame would then jump to the target next to it, but there's no target next to them.
All right, roll that.
All right. And of course, my Drake is going to be well, no, my Drake can attack. I did Hunter's mark.
Oh, you got a Drake out?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just, okay. So all right, here we go. Oh, okay, I'll take that. 15 plus 8. That is going to be a 15 plus 8, 23 to hit.
Okay, that'll hit. Roll damage.
Perfect.
Big damage. Big damage. Let me see that big damage in chat.
Let's see. Well, I mean, it's not huge damage. Oh well, I'll have the Drake give me reaction. To give, and the Drake is going to be cold damage. So have him give me 1d6 of cold damage as well.
You went with a void dragon?
Yep.
Gotta
call back. Gotta call it back.
He ain't here no more, big dog.
Hey, we making a comeback. All right. 8.
I respect it.
10, 11, 7.
Good choice. That's a good choice. A very good choice.
All I'm gonna say is I should have chose barefoot then.
22 points of damage.
And all of it is cold or
Okay. Oh, sorry.
slashing, yes.
No. Some of it, one, 6 of it was force. That's from the hunter's mark. And sorry, actually, yeah, I didn't know they break it up for resistance. 6 was force. Let's see. 3 was cold. 1 was fire, and the rest was slashing.
Okay, so let's see. So as you bring your weapon down, you can feel it make impact, but it's much more like a grazing blow than the actual impact you were looking for. And she kind of stops what she's doing, and you can see where you hit her on her back. There is a very faint trickle of blood that kind of comes down, and she kind of turns back towards you.
Get away from the crate.
I don't have time to play with you today. Go and find a coin to hug or something. And she turns and begins to just very quickly rip into another one of these crates.
Why? Why are you even doing this?
Is this the point where I'm supposed to tell you everything that I'm up to?
You could.
I don't think I will.
Well, if you told me, I could perhaps help you find it.
I don't think I need your help.
Oh, really? Do you actually think it's here? Because I can tell you it's not.
You don't even know what I'm looking for.
Oh, I do.
And what am I looking for?
You're looking for something of a, I'm going to guess, celestial and fiendish nature. I could sense it.
Do you speak Infernal?
Yes, I do.
You understand the next words she says in this kind of guttural, dark language, and it translates loosely to you as you have no idea how close yet how far you are from what I'm actually looking for. And I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Fortunately, I have that. Let's see, what's that a plus? All right, plus 8. Nat 20, let's go.
There it is, that big dog nat 20.
Nice. So with a 20, you see it happen almost as it's happening, and you realize that she is considerably faster than you, but you see her flick her wrist, and the weapon you thought was a whip quickly comes together, and you realize that it's some sort of long sword whip merger of a weapon. It's as if the weapon is in segments that can extend or come together. And as she pulls it back, she swipes it toward you, clearly intending to take off the entire top half of your body. And you're just able to kind of flip backwards and avoid it. And as you see it happen, the entire section of the boat that you're in gets gouged through by this dark metal. And as the weapon snaps back to her, she looks at you and she goes, "Oh, give it a few more centuries." And she reaches down, and you see her this time grabbing the last of the crates, and she rips it open and looks into it for a moment before dumping it out all over the bottom of the ship.
What is that crate? What does the items look like?
It looks to be, at a quick glance, vials of a liquid. Looks kind of like an oily liquid, some metal shavings, and then some paper.
All right. Now that I have an idea of where things are, and that it is who I expect it is, Asp is going to call out. It says, "We have company," and going to send their Drake to at least like a cold blast out into the sky as like a flare for everyone to be able to take a look and see where they're at.
Sure. So as this happens, the rest of you you hear Aspen call out first, and then you see coming from the deck of this ship, or kind of just below deck of this ship, this kind of blast of Arctic wind erupt through the wood and up into the sky. And you see the captain kind of just looks at it and just slowly shakes her head in disbelief.
Reagan about faces and starts heading back into the ship.
All right.
Summoning his pole arm, and well, yeah, he'll just summon his pole arm for now.
Okay, your pole arm is emerging. It's a familiar grip in your hand. Layla, Dewdrop, and Axel, what about you?
Clearly visible. I can see it easily.
Yes. You've all seen this eruption of ice.
Well,
Confused bard noises and how she's getting to the ship.
gonna look over and say, I'm just gonna look over to him and say, "Looks like trouble. Let's go." And just take
You're
off.
muted, Dewdrop. Oh, you're Dewdrop. I don't know if she's speaking to us.
That's
right,
that's on purpose. You
Well,
could just wait a second. You know.
No,
I'm kidding.
Right now.
I will leave Vampire Lady and head towards the block of ice. Or try to get there at least.
Okay, and as you are approaching, you see there is the entrance to a boat. I don't know what I don't remember what that's called, but you do see there's that ramp walkway that you can go up. And as you get there, you reach the hole that has been created, and you can see, but towards the bottom there, you can see in the hole, you see Aspen's Drake companion kind of looking up at you. And then you can hear the noises of people moving or shuffling, but you can't see them from where you are.
I'm gonna try to stay like kind of. I'm gonna try to sneak and get into a position where I can see him. Like
It's ice, right?
No, it was the hole itself is not made of ice. There's
ice everywhere.
Yes, around the lip of the hole is frozen, but it is very much like an explosion of ice came up through the ship and then kind of fanned out.
Well, I'm gonna jump into the hole, I guess.
All right, Dewdrop dives
really
into the
only
hole.
way in, right?
No, you gather that from that since it's going to a lower deck of the ship, you could find stairs that would go down.
No time like the present.
All right, so I'd
Jump
say that
down,
you are.
crossbow at the ready.
We are diving into the mystery hole. All right, Layla
Right.
and Reagan. What about
What's
you
the
two?
worst that could happen?
Oh, Reagan's been heading toward the ship. Especially, like, I don't know if you want to say he's summoning his weapon while he's moving or he summons it then he moves, but his intent was always to go toward the ship the moment he heard we have company.
Yeah, I would say you would arrive at the hole at the same time as the others. So pretty much at the moment you can dive into the hole. You could go and look for the stairs, which I would say you'd be able to find without much effort. Whichever choice is up to you.
How large is the hole approximately? Like, is it Reagan sized?
For Reagan, it'd be a bit of a fit. You probably do a little bit extra damage to the ship going down, but you figure you could make it down.
Reagan will take the stairs.
Alright,
Layla will
Reagan
follow
runs around.
Dewdrop and Axel and just hop down the hole.
All right, that as Reagan is making a sprint around to the stairs, a Dewdrop, Axel, and Layla, you land in the center of chaos, really. You see Aspen's companion next to you, and you see Aspen is on the side of the room to your right, and you see a beautiful woman who kind of wearing this kind of darker armor with very pale colored skin and black wings with a crimson hue to them, wielding what looks to be like a weirdly segmented longsword in her hand. More of you, of course. I don't have time for this. Could you all, like, I don't know, leave and come back in like 15 minutes? I'll be done. 15 minutes.
I'm just shooting.
Aspen, of course.
Have you heard of the Nameless Ones?
If I say yes, will you leave?
No.
Then no, I haven't.
That's also not going to make me leave. And then I will cast Entangle.
Is there an order of operations here? Or?
Yes, I think you all should roll initiative.
Yeah, so
Got it.
Technically this will be our first round of combat, but Aspen's already started his party or their party.
Well, he's him.
Okay.
22.
19 plus 5, 20, 24.
20.
Write that in the chat for me.
Yo, let me get a high initiative for once.
It's funny.
An 8.
Yeah, right. It's funny because I actually have a decent initiative, but I rolled just garbage. I rolled 2.
That's on brand for me. Me and initiative.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. I didn't roll 2. I rolled a 3.
Dewdrop.
Maybe
What
the
did you get,
attack
22?
rolls will be good at least. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Out of 22.
All right, and Aspen's a 24.
But you know what the nice part is, right?
Yeah.
Dread Ambusher doesn't need to be out. It just says during your first round of combat you get to use it. So
You
even if
good.
I suck.
You golden.
8 and 9. All right. Well, that is normal. So it looks like Aspen is going first. So Aspen, friend, what would you like to do?
All right. So Aspen's going to give themselves some distance, just so they are not clear, right next to that long sword. And as they give themselves some distance, you see their mouth starts to erupt in flame a bit. But normally when this looks a little bit different, even for a few of the individuals that have been around them for a bit of time. Before, their flame used to be of red, and it starts off with a little bit of smoke before he unleashes. But this time you see the flame starts off as white flame appearing from the stomach as he uses his empower feat to empower his breath weapon. And as a gold dragon, if a creature is a fiend, they can take radiant damage versus fire damage. So he unleashes this gigantic flame, and they have to make a DC saving throw of 16 or take 66 radiant damage.
It's
I
a
thought
deck
that was
save,
literally the
yeah?
temperature of the flame. I was scared.
Oh, oh no!
Trying to cook us all.
It's
Everyone about to
a
die.
it's
And the
a
ship
deck save,
explodes
yeah?
again.
Deck safe, yeah. Oh, no, sorry. No, there is cost. My apologies. I gotta look that one up. I think it changes depending upon what you call it. Mine was. Oh no, mine is deck
It
safe. My
doesn't.
apologies. Yeah, mine's.
It doesn't matter. She rolled a natural 20.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Reality
I guess
cheating.
that's how.
You unleash this gout of golden flame, and you see her first reaction is to just kind of hold her hand out as if to block the flames. But once she realizes it's divine, she instead takes the sword, and you see her extend it partially and begin to spin it, almost as if creating a fan out of it. But you do see the kind of the flesh around the hand holding the weapon and the arm along it begin to kind of burn a bit. Roll the damage.
Okay.
Roll the damage. Roll the damage. It's time to die. Time for
We
death.
gonna see.
20 points of radiant damage.
All right. Is that before or after having 20?
Oh, after having it be 10.
Okay. So you do see that the skin is getting burned a bit, but she doesn't seem to be particularly bothered by it. Is there anything else you want to try?
After that, my Drake is going to come through and decide to give a good old swipe to the face. 1 second.
Ha! Roasted.
That probably not going to hit. That is 16 to hit. I'm presuming that doesn't hit.
Nope. No 16.
Okay, and that's it for me.
All right, Dewdrop, it's your turn.
I'm going to cast Entangle.
Entangle.
Yeah.
Tell me, what does Entangle do again?
You mean you don't know, Ree?
Ties
As
up
the
your party
DM?
members.
It's a lame spell. I don't bother myself with such trivial magic.
Entangle is good
Wow.
in certain situations. All right, don't sleep on it.
It's
Wow,
trash.
Ree.
There's
Don't
a
sleep on
little
it.
rope that can do the same thing.
Do you have it? All right then.
Yes, so Dewdrop, what does the magic? What does the spell do?
I'm gonna restrain her with my entangling weeds and vine.
Is there a saving throw for that?
Yeah. Spell save DC of well,
What
just
is
roll
the
it. We'll
save?
see. No,
What
I want you to roll it. A
What
strength
type of
save.
save? You
What
said
is-
that's a strength.
That's a
save?
strength. Oh, that's a
Mhm.
22.
Wow. Well, you pass it.
Who is this?
Who this?
Yes, do you see the vines beginning to emerge, and they wrap themselves around her arms, and she looks at them and just kind of slowly kind of pulls her arms free. You all are way too young to be doing any of this, and I really don't enjoy killing gnats. Anything else you wish to do today, Dewdrop?
Let's see if I have a bonus action. I really, really don't like this thing here. Let's see.
What you gonna do about it, Dewdrop?
Cough, cough, druid. Oh wait, that's action. That's action in combat. You're not a moon druid.
Yeah.
Never mind.
You can't.
Let's see.
You cannot do anything but lose.
No, don't. Don't
Oh,
come
you are
over there, I
druid.
swear.
Well, you are druid. Do nothing for your druid.
No, I'm not doing anything.
All right, next up is Layla. Layla the Bard. What would you like to do?
Not that it's probably gonna work, but she's gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
I believe that is a wisdom save. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Thanks. 23.
Yeah, no, she saved.
She's rolling really high.
Why are you rolling two d20s?
I guess she
First
got
of all,
advantage
all
somehow.
right, don't ask me. But she has a magic resistance. All right, don't disrespect me like that.
I'm just saying, because you're rolling two
Magic
d20s.
resistance.
No wonder you're
Because
rolling
of-
high.
Okay,
Because,
so she successfully
I'm
saved,
trying.
but she will take half as much damage. And I upcast it to level 2, which
Okay,
means
roll
it's
the damage for me.
4 damage.
Wait, what? How is it only 4 damage?
No care, she rolled 8.
Dude,
It was 4. Halved is
is
4.
it just one? Is it? What dice? Well, Layla's doing her best.
She's doing her best. And for her bonus action, she is going to do the one thing I don't know if anybody's ever seen her do, and hide.
Pew!
Sure. Roll to hide. Roll a stealth check to hide.
That is a 22 to hide.
That's good. So as you attempt to obscure yourself, she looks around at all of you and snaps her weapon forward again, and she just kind of looks at you all and she goes, I don't take pleasure in doing this. You all can still just leave. I don't have to do this. I already have everything I need. You all can.
This is
Can
not
just
an
leave.
action. This is not an
You
action,
can
but
just leave.
Dewdrop is gonna go, you suck.
Way to make my job harder. Roll initiative for the win.
Very. That was very, very well said. I'm sure it took most of your life to come up with that quip.
Ree,
It,
Ree, I'm speaking to Ree specifically right now. Look at me, right? Ree, look at me. DM, look at me, DM. I'm gonna make your life so hard. I'm gonna make your life so hard. You just listen to me right now, DM. That's right.
She reaches down and you see her grab one of the still intact boxes in her arm before beating her wings, and she brings the sword down, and as it hits the bottom of the boat, I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws for me, please.
I'm assuming Reagan too, or is he out of range?
Yeah, we moved away.
Of course, I got a 10. Of course.
Everyone who is still under the, basically if you're still in the room, you would still make it. But Reagan has not arrived down the stairs yet, so you can avoid the fire. And Layla, you are considered with half cover because you have hidden. Which I think is like a +2 to this half, I think.
You want to know what I rolled, Ree? Do you want to
The
know
one?
what I rolled?
Is it a 1?
No, Ree.
I know. When I heard that beginning, I was just like, "Oh, it's time to rub it in the face."
I rolled a 22, Ree.
That'll be enough.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad.
I rolled a 17.
24.
We all
All
living.
right.
Oh, yeah, that's
17. All right. So did everyone roll above 15?
Nope, I got a 10.
Wait,
We
fam,
gonna
you
help out
are
Axel. We
me.
got you.
You are dex based.
Yeah,
What
I rolled.
happened?
It's
Roll low.
another 3. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta get you
Maybe
some
if you
dice,
start
man.
rolling with 2 d20s.
Okay, so as the sword hits the bottom of the ship, there is an explosion of fire. And you will take 15 points of fire damage.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Axel. But if you succeed at the saving throw, you will take 7.
And I am either resistant or immune to fire. Let me double check.
Yes, I am resistant to fire because I am a tiefling.
Yeah, that golden dragon status. Mm. Nom 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 nom. Delicious and nutritious.
I can't even hate. Can't even hate.
And you got radiant, so you're good. You got that beautiful
And
radiant.
at this point, Reagan, as you reach, you see the aftermath of this explosion as the walls are burned and singed. There is a single crater in the bottom of the ship that has started to take on water very. And you see the boxes, the other crates have been burned to ashes. And you see this woman who is very, very pale skinned with these beautiful black wings behind her. And you see her beat her wings as she begins to take off.
Dang it!
Through the hole above her. Does anyone want to try something?
It ain't even Reagan's turn.
Are we out? Are we out of
it's not even-
combat? 'Cause
Yes,
I
yes,
can
we
try
do.
something.
Yes, we are. We are out of the turn requirements at the moment. Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
You
thorn
all-
whip
you all
at
can
her.
I was
try.
about
Right?
to say I'm gonna fire.
Well,
shot
what I
at
will
you,
say
but
is Axel and Axel and Reagan can go since their turns would have been next anyway, and then we'll be out of the thing. So that way everybody gets a turn.
I have nothing to worry about. I got Hunter's mark on this chick.
yeah.
I know exactly
So-
where she's going.
Yeah. It's at the start of your first round of each combat. So would this count as the start of my first round? Since
Mhm.
Yes.
we haven't even gotten to a combat. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well then, fuck it. We're gonna try to use sharpshooter and hit this bitch a couple times. Because I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use that action for a second attack. So
All right, go for
let's see if we can actually hit anything. Well, you said 16 didn't hit. I don't know if a 17's high enough. Probably not.
No.
Yep. Okay, so
You pull your crossbow and you fire the first bolt, and she reaches up and catches that one in the air, almost right above where her heart would be, and she snaps it in half. The second one comes forward and is a bit wild towards the top of her head. She just kind of looks at it as it passes. Really? A crossbow? Do you want to try throwing knives next?
I mean, if I had some.
Okay. So now it's on Reagan.
It's your turn.
Unless if there's something else that Axel wants to try.
I mean, there's nothing else for me to try during my turn. I had to it gives me an extra attack. That's it.
Okay. Do you have extra attack as a ranger?
No, it's the dread ambusher during the first turn of combat. I can use that, like basically first round to make an extra attack if I want, or like move more.
But then you would have your actual turn. and if
Right.
you- okay.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I don't have multi attack.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to fraud you out of turns while I live. Like,
It's okay.
Right,
I'd like to
there's
take a
plenty
piece
of
of her, but the just dice don't like me tonight.
there's plenty of time for destruction for everyone. There's enough hands for everyone. It's fine.
Reagan is at this point Reagan in plain sight of well,
Yes.
can you visibly see her? Okay.
Yep.
Well, first of all, Reagan will definitely, hopefully as a free action, say to his friends, "Boat sinking." And then Reagan wants to use his actual action to say, "Could we just talk for a second?" He's trying to basically persuade her, because Reagan's basically like, "I want answers. Ships are being torn apart. I don't know how. I don't know why. Things are blowing up. Maybe there's
This
some way we
ought to
can
be
resolve this
good.
peacefully."
This ought to be good. What do you want to talk about?
"I'm afraid I just have no idea what's going on. Perhaps you could shed some light on the situation. I wish for no further harm to come to my friends, but we can't go back empty-handed with no information."
Oh, I offered to let your friends leave here perfectly fine, but they refused me. I'm sure you can understand. That puts me in a very difficult situation.
We'd just like to know what's going on.
I am taking this stuff and getting rid of the other stuff. I have my business to take care of, and it doesn't really involve you all. Really, that's really all there is to it.
Oh, Reagan's going like full on like persuasion check level. There must be more to it than that. Surely you could shed some light on us mere mortals.
Roll a persuasion check. We'll see. Let's see.
24.
Could it be into telling people who are probably going to die soon anyway?
Let's go.
While he's talking to her, can I thorn whip the box out of her hand?
You can.
As a distraction.
It will certainly make talking to her more difficult, but you could do that.
No, I mean I'm gonna do it when I'm gonna hold the action when she's, obviously distracted. Like the moment she's completely distracted, that's when I'm gonna do it. Can I do that? Can I hold an action?
You tell me when you would like to try it.
Okay.
Then we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I am here in search of a thing, and I believe the immortals have already begun to search for it too, and I simply can't let you all find it before then. If you all don't know what you're looking for already, then I suppose the problem's the fact that they don't tell you all anything, which really is kind of sad.
That's all we get.
That's all you said at the moment, yeah.
Well, that can't be any fault of ours. We're going to need a little more information than that because I'm sure we annoy you. We're not exactly a hindrance to you, but we're certainly bothersome.
Absolutely. Though your tiefling friend is not as annoying to me. I find you more annoying than the others, actually.
I'll take it.
She's like scooting towards Axel because she's going to use Cure Wounds on him and just goes, I find being polite works very well.
I've been nothing but polite. What do you mean?
That's true. You didn't try to shoot me with anything so far. Those are bonus points. I want to kill you less than the others.
I'll take that. But surely, if you could somehow give information where you don't have to deal with any such mosquitoes at all, wouldn't that be more preferable than having to swat at yourself constantly while you try to attempt whatever it is you're attempting?
I agree, but I feel that you all are just going to keep coming after me. This one over here, and she points to Aspen, seems to be actively trying to attack me, and it isn't very good.
Well, you could also say the root of that is misinformation, and we figured surely you would have something that will point us in the right direction.
Tell you what, I will give you information if you can agree to something from me.
Ooh. Me personally, or does this deal involve my friends?
You all are a unit. You're one group.
We'll hear your terms, but so far we agree to nothing yet.
I want to be sure that none of you are going to try to follow me or watch me or chase me or any version of locating me after this.
In exchange for?
I'll tell you whatever you want to know. It makes no real difference to me.
Reagan looks at his friends, but you can also tell Reagan has a sense of urgency, harkening back to the first thing he said, boat sinking.
Well, we are on this boat and it is sinking, and I couldn't even follow you if I wanted to, which I don't. I really want to get off the boat.
Dewdrop is gonna agree, but she's lying, so.
Roll this.
8 on it.
Roll deception. I respect the honesty.
I'm honest to the DM,
See?
but I'm not honest
DM.
to everybody else.
As a DM, I respect the honesty.
You're welcome.
I
Straight up
appreciate it.
lying.
I appreciate
Oh, would
it.
you look at that? It is a 21.
Let's go.
I rolled a 20.
You rolled a natural
Okay.
20?
Yeah, plus 1, 21.
Wow.
Sometimes my dice can tell when I'm pumped.
Oh, right. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Mhm.
And the rest of you?
Aspect crosses his arms. He says, only if what you're doing is not endangering others. This is clearly endangering people when you explode a boat and cause folks to
That's true.
end up flying everywhere. That
that's
is why we
true.
come to an attack, not because of what you're doing.
That's true. That's true. I am actively endangering a lot of people, including you. All of you.
Mhm.
That doesn't really promise me anything, though.
As long as you're not endangering others, I have no reason to come after you. So if you can make that promise that you're not going to endanger others on your quest in the future, I have no reason to come after you.
I promise I don't want to endanger anyone else. Can I
Well,
have everyone make insight checks for me, please?
oh, you got it.
That's
That's my natural one. There it is.
17.
Oh,
21.
This dice has been on fire today. 16 plus.
I rolled a 10, but I have plus 7 on my insight.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
23. 23 for me.
All right. But the three of you who rolled above a 17, you gather that at the moment she is being honest, but she's also actively wasting time.
Okay, well, as long as she's being honest about like not trying to endanger folks, he'll nod. He'll agree to the terms.
I will agree that I'm not actively trying to hurt anyone at the moment. Nope, that's not true. I am not planning to hurt anyone in the immediate future if we don't count this moment right now.
Sounds good to me.
I have a duty to the people. I accept.
Very well. I imagine your church hasn't informed you all. You all don't seem to be particularly powerful. But my mistress's daughter is returning soon, and it is my responsibility to go and find her.
The
That's it?
daughter?
Why is it so difficult to state? That's
Don't know where she is, and you all looking for her. And I don't really do
Who's
the
looking for her?
talking with
We're not with
mortals.
her.
I don't do the mortal talking thing. It's not really what I do.
wait. Was she in the boat?
No. She
Or
hasn't
she
arrived
wasn't being
yet.
kidnapped. Okay.
No.
We, as you can see, we have no interest in searching for this lady. We weren't even told about this before, so this is entirely on your endeavor. I have no issue with you claiming to look for your mistress' daughter. That's your
Good.
prerogative.
If this an entity we
Right.
know by name, perhaps.
I doubt it. No.
If this is a goddess, I am duty bound to do my best.
Yes,
He is a
you
paladin.
are. So it is your duty to make sure that nothing happens to prevent me from doing what I'm doing.
Well, whom is the goddess of which you speak?
I can't tell you that.
But didn't
And
you say that
Reagan's
you could
eyes
tell
gets
us?
wide.
But didn't you just say that you would tell us everything, anything
Should-
we know if we promise to
Shouldn't
not follow
be
you?
okay with them not telling you the name of the god since you guys worship nameless gods?
That's
That's
why
not how
Reagan's
that
eyes got
works.
wide, though.
First of all, nameless gods does not mean that we don't name gods. The whole point of us following nameless gods is to name the gods. Are you not paying attention, Axel? Have you not paid attention enough?
Open your mind.
How many times does Dewdrop have to explain to you how the nameless God thing works.
Open
No
your-
God left behind.
Open your eyes, Joseph.
Come, Dewdrop. Boat is sinking.
I absolutely
I
could
can
tell
swim
you,
in the water,
but
it's fine.
I won't.
Well,
I don't want to be an alarmist, but there is a lot of water.
In any case,
Yes,
I
a lot
have
of
no
water.
I have no queries with you. I don't even see why we're approaching this area. If you're just trying to find your mistress' daughter, you could have just said that from the beginning, and no harm would have came or no interest would have came. I understand what that feels like trying to look for someone, so I would even try to address you if I knew that was the case. Just be more forthright in the future, and you could get much better circumstances.
Promise I will be very forthright in the future.
Insight
All right,
check.
well, bye.
Insight
She
check.
is absolutely not being honest. You do not. It is very obvious that she is lying
Okay,
about being
okay.
forthright.
Reagan totally believes her. Natural one. Reagan totally believes her.
Gold dragons are very insightful. So there, he just looks at her, just shakes her head. It's just like, ugh. In any case,
Right. Well, talking to you all is fun and all, but this boat's going to sink very soon, and I
See
have
ya.
other places to be.
Reagan's now running up those stairs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bill,
yes,
Dewdrop is gonna take this opportunity to thorn whip the box. Her intention is not to steal it, but to reveal it. Break open the box to see what it is.
sure. Roll. I believe it. Thorn Whisper is an attack roll. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will let you roll it at her base AC.
My boy is crazy. I can't. My boy Wicked is crazy, dog. I love him. That's my homie. Making a Haiti baby reference.
All right, let's see. Where's my dice here? Awesome. Yeah. What's my attack? It's a normal attack roll, right?
Yeah. Well, it's your spell attack roll.
Oh, it's my spell attack roll.
Mm.
Be like
Be whatever your wisdom is plus
proficiency.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're throwing a show.
Is it spell attack bonus? No.
Yeah. So whatever for you, since you're a druid, it'd be your wisdom plus I want to say 3 from proficiency.
Oh. My wisdom? Okay.
You drop, you're taking forever.
You know what? Chill out. So it is 16 plus 7. If
23.
right.
23?
Yeah.
You should have just put it in the character sheet and roll 20. You know, you don't have to do the math.
It would have done it.
You know what? Shut up.
Sure. So you lash forward with these swords, and they grab hold of the box.
Secondly, shouldn't the AC be the box's AC? Because I'm just breaking the box.
Also,
the box technically isn't moving,
and that makes it more difficult. And I don't feel like finding the card shot rolls in the book,
right.
so we're just.
I just feel like I rolled a 23, so
yeah,
go ahead.
A 23 succeeds.
Okay, cool.
Dewdrop.
Do we break the box?
Do you want it to fail?
No, I just want to know. I just want to know what's in the box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
As you lash forward with the thorns and crash this box, the insides of the box shatter, and you see there is a vial of silvery liquid, these metal shavings, and this holy symbol inside. And as they fall into the water, the glass bottle shatters. I would say anyone who has, what do you think? Only. Yeah, I think Reagan is the only one. Reagan, you can make me an Arcana or Religion roll.
Okay.
None of you have divine magic, so y'all wouldn't know.
Nope. I can do
Roll 20. Don't fail me now.
How far away are the items?
I mean, it's all within the room, so within 30 feet.
There we go.
Can I use Mage Hand to grab stuff?
You want to?
Reagan rolled a 7.
Nah, you've no idea, Regan. You don't know what that stuff is, so it looks like crap. But this stuff lands into the water. They now like upper shin height water. She looks at you, Dewdrop, and she goes, "Why are you actively trying to get me to kill you?"
I just think you're really annoying.
Oh no, not a shadow roll. Oh dog. Not like this.
Could Layla though very stealthily try to grab the items with Mage Hand?
Roll sleight of hand with advantage. Does a 21 hit you, Dewdrop? 21?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it does.
Mhm.
Cool.
Oh boy.
Dirty 20.
Nice. 12.
I'm sorry, was that an 8?
12. 7. 12 plus 4.
She is
You do
dice
21 points of damage as she
Cool.
whips her blade forward and it is cut straight down the center of your chest. Not like straight down like an X almost. And she looks at you and she goes, "You know what? There's part of me that hopes that you ignore my warning and come after me. But I've already been here for too long." And she snaps her fingers and disappears in a poof of obsidian and red smoke.
She could do that the whole time. Okay.
Dewdrop is at 4 health, and instead of caring about it, she's gonna say, "I lied to you anyway."
You bitch.
So as Dewdrop speaks through the bloody wound that is threatening her very existence, we are going to take our break for the evening. So we are going to stop for about 15 minutes. Then we'll be right back to finish up this adventure. So thank you for watching, and make sure you join us.
Appreciate y'all. Wicked, you better stay here, boy. I know where you at.
All right, and we are back. And first of all, thanks for joining us again. And we are just going to dive right back into it. So, as you all are currently standing in this boat, the water has now come up to be on the taller members. It's about knee length for you. For the shorter people, it's getting to the mid of the thigh. And now the boat is very clearly taking on enough water that it's starting to kind of list and go down. Is there anything you wanted to do?
Did Reagan see Dewdrop get wounded?
Wait.
That yes?
Unless you were doing something to not. If you weren't doing something that would prevent you from seeing it, I would say yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he would have just been finishing talking to the deity before she teleported away. So Reagan is going to use half of his lay on hands to attempt to stem Dewdrop's bleeding and help her off the ship. Yes, I know you can swim, but not with an open wound. That could be a problem.
Aw. See, that's how people care.
Right. So
you
how
get
much
5
of your
HP.
lay on hand? Okay, well you gain back 5. The water is rising, so we will say if you all are heading straight out, you would be able to do it, but the longer you stay, the harder it will be to leave, and then you'll have to start making checks. So what do you do?
Oh, I'm going straight out.
Yeah, there's no reason to stay.
But was I able to grab those 2 items?
Did you make a sleight of hand roll?
Yes.
What did you get?
Use it. Dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say with that you are able to gather the metal and the symbol, but you weren't able to get any of the glass bottle before it broke.
It's fine.
All right, so
Stuff in
you
her
all
bag
are
and-
making. All right, then you all are making your way up and out of the boat and then back out onto the docks where you can now see the captain, who seems to be looking a bit better, at least from what you can tell. She doesn't seem to have she doesn't seem to be bleeding in any way. And she's now standing and staring and looking at her ship as it is slowly careening to the side and beginning to sink under the water. What happened?
She got away. That's what happened.
Why? It's my boat
But not
sinking.
with what she came for, I guess.
Silver
That doesn't
lining?
help my boat.
Yeah, well,
No.
at least you're saved, right? I will make a sacrifice for you with the nameless gods.
Oh God of bandages, please help Dewdrop.
Thank you.
Layla sneakily puts her hand on Dewdrop's back and casts Cure Wounds.
Reagan's insight is relatively lower, so he probably wouldn't catch you because your sneak is super high. It's ready to be like, yes. Yo, he legit believes it. He legit believes it.
10 more points.
Awesome.
So, also to clarify, even though she teleported away, Aspen, even though it now respects what she's tried to do, still has Hunter's mark on it. So, where did she actually teleport to by chance?
What are the limits on Hunter's mark?
I think it's as long as it's on
Depending
the same
on-
plane, right?
Well, depending on what you cast, like what level you cast it, and how
I guess
long it
it's
lasts, also
better.
depends on when you cast it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just the only difference for level wise is the length. So if you
Duration. Okay.
the duration, but it doesn't change like the location or like how long it extends. But I think as long as it's on the same plane.
Range is 90 feet.
Wait, 90
Oh,
feet?
oh,
Yeah,
wait,
for
that's
the when you
casting.
cast
For
it.
cast,
Yeah.
for cast, not for. Mhm.
You no longer sense her location, which makes you think she is no longer on this plane.
Aspen nods, but keeps it to themselves. Makes sense.
Ranger's like, is everyone all right?
I mean, it doesn't actually say anything about that though. Like, it basically you get advantage on wisdom and survival and perception to try to find it. But
Oh,
It
not
doesn't-
specifics.
It doesn't tell you.
if they drop to 0 before it ends, then you can change it to a new target at first. But yeah, you choose a target within range, and until it ends, you get extra damage and bonus on like those checks to find them.
Okay, so just interesting. I thought it told you. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it is more useful than is there a celestial within a mile radius?
Yeah.
That one we need the house rule to be a little more useful. Feel bad for all the rangers out there, including myself.
If Dewdrop is cool with it, like Reagan would, like he could essentially carry Dewdrop.
Like, I want to know because I have Hunter's Mark too. So
Dewdrop is
I will
cool.
say
with
it
it.
won't tell you across plane.
Yeah. So I wouldn't know that. Okay.
So you would see Reagan like pick up Dewdrop, like, we've got to get you checked out, friend. I hope a medical, some sort of medical place is open.
Dewdrop is like, I'm fine.
Reagan pointedly looks at like the Rurouni Kenshin X wound on Dewdrop's torso.
pouring blood everywhere. Fine.
It's okay. I just need a long nap.
With Reagan's knowledge of the city, would Reagan know anywhere where Dewdrop could get some emergency medical attention?
1 second.
What's up, Big Dog?
Aspen would just look towards Dewdrop is. It was that you're fine. He doesn't even do like a full in hand. He just like taps her shoulder on her deltoid. And he'll do a level 2 cure wounds because there's no reason to use his level 2 slot for anything else because it's just Hunter's Mark and everything else. So 1 second while I go ahead and roll it.
Do your thing.
14 plus.
You rolled 14?
An 8 and a 6.
yo. I'm gonna steal your dice one day, big dog. That's fair.
14 plus 3, 17 hit points back.
All right.
Fuck
I'm
it.
just gonna do a calculator thing here.
Would one be considered quote unquote bloody at this point?
No.
Well, I'm back to 36, but my full health is 38. I mean,
Oh, you're good.
good.
Well,
Thanks.
Reagan, see.
Guy, friend, adventurer.
No.
Layla, as she's like
Everything but
bopping
that last
by,
one.
just prestidigitations do drop as she bops by.
Awesome. I feel really good. I think a long nap is what would work. You can put me down now, Regan. I believe
Oh, he was
I can
already
walk
starting
now.
the process once he saw that you're all right.
Thank you.
Well, since you're all right, I don't have to worry about putting you up in my home tonight.
Oh no. No.
I wasn't going to do anything, friend.
That's not what I meant, friend. I just don't sleep on any other bed but my own.
Is this like a custom that Reagan would be
Yes.
familiar with or
Yeah,
unfamiliar
she's
with?
never she even brings a part of her bed with her whenever she travels because she has to have her bed with her. That's just a custom thing.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'm asking more like, would Reagan know that specifically, or would that
Oh
just
yeah,
be a
because we've
quirk
been
he's
friends for a
noticed
while.
over time? Okay, like I was just saying, like I don't know how much you talked about your culture.
Yeah, this is something Reagan would know.
Okay,
But only Reagan would know. Nobody else.
and he's like, fair enough, friend. I know you don't want me in that house either, so I wouldn't have been able to retrieve a piece of bed for you.
Thank you. It's very important to me.
Oh, these Genasi customs that I'm not familiar with.
I am from a place far, that's true. I am from Minnesota.
Laz, you can't do that. No.
I like how everyone's hands just like wrapped around their face in one way, shape, or form. Either around their nose, around their mouth, around their temple. But one way, the hand came to the head.
That was pretty tragic.
What's wrong with the name of my land?
The home of my people.
Shout out some Minnesotians out there.
It's for you, buds.
So with that, Reagan's definitely like looking over his friends to see if there are any like grievous wounds. But if everyone seems all right, Reagan's just like, well, what do you want to do now, friends? With this information, should we see after the captain? We also have to check in with Lord Thinbristle.
I think there's several things. The captain's right here, so I guess maybe get them to safety, and then we'll go talk to Thinbristle and see what we might want to do about the church freaking lying to us. Or
We could also look at that symbol a little bit closer and figure out what it is that was inside that container.
I mean,
You know I'm not one for investigations, friend. I'll leave that to you.
Hmm.
You know
I think
this is-
do I remember what it looks like? Because I don't know if I saw Layla take it, but I do know that I saw the symbol itself.
I got intelligence check.
Oh yeah.
An
dude.
intelligence check?
Yep.
Right. Give me a minute. What's my intelligence at? All right. That's not so bad. 15, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, you think so?
All right, cool. So I would look at I would make sure remember it and draw it on the ground or like on the sand by the beach or whatever and show it to everyone else. Does anyone have a notebook so we can write this down so that I don't forget it or anything like that?
Make a religion check.
I
For a
mean, just to
notebook?
remember it.
No,
Oh.
for the symbol that you drew
Oh.
on the ground. You know, I mean, you just failed.
I just
All of
wanna
you just
remember
failed
it.
the symbol. You all just failed to identify the symbol.
I thought like you said that directly
16.
after she asked if anybody had a
Reagan,
notebook.
I was speaking. Reagan, you could make the check with advantage.
Okay.
I got 16.
Yeah, also 16.
Layla hands over like a piece of paper and her pen.
Reagan got a 17.
Okay, so with at least a 16, you recognize it as the symbol of the goddess Vija, the goddess of love and of law and order.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
The goddess of
Symbol.
love, law, and order.
No, of law and order, not love. Law.
Oh, okay, I
and
thought you
order.
said law and order.
No.
Dun-dun.
We can't do that. We can't do that.
And
Are
what-
you
the-
trying
the
to get
words
my
law
tail
and
banned?
order are not.
But what if she does love law and order?
She just loves law and order. You know,
Listen, but if y'all come after this, go after classical guys. Not me. I didn't say it. Don't come for me.
maybe it's a lawful good creature, so therefore it would love law and order.
Hey, yo, much. They playing Dungeons and
Anyway.
Dragons.
So yes, you three of you,
They
I
were playing
believe,
Dungeons and
would
Dragons.
the three of you would recognize that this is her holy symbol.
Which one did you say her name was? I have what she stands for, not her name.
Vishnu?
Vija.
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 Okay,
Asia. Okay.
got it. Well, since Reagan's not the only one that recognizes it, whoever got that 16, you can go for it.
Oh, I remember this from my research about, our religious goals. This is Vija. Am I pronouncing that right? The goddess of law and order. She really likes, one could say loves law and order.
Yes. I wonder why such a being was after a symbol like that.
Well, you mentioned that it was associated with the goddess's daughter. So,
Does this goddess have a daughter?
Can Regan roll
Yes.
religion to see if Vija has a daughter, according to
Sure.
religious texts and lore? Okay, rolling it straight. Double natural one. Double natural one.
What?
I swear,
Roll
That's like a-
20?
it's right
like
there
a-
in roll 20.
That's like a super fail. Like you failed so hard. You might
This
as
is
well
the
delete
second time
character.
this has happened to me on roll 20 in my few times I've used roll 20.
You don't
And
even think
Ree
the
and
goddess
Kira know
is
about the other
old
time.
enough.
Just
You
delete
don't
the-
even think
just
the
delete
goddess is
character.
old enough to have children. So, you know,
I'm gonna
she's
roll
not
a
old-
religious check myself
absolutely,
just to see if I remember
She's not
anything.
old enough.
Every time of the
Absolutely
stats
not
my
old
character's
enough.
supposed to be good at, man. Like every time.
I'm gonna try to roll something to see if I can get anything out of it. That is a 7, 8.
I mean, you're pretty sure she's married to Otto, so probably not.
All right. I guess I'm gonna go search for stuff about it. This calls for a trip to the library.
It's called
I know
First
she's
Trip
married to
the-
Otto's. Maybe
Yeah,
a library
well-
in the building would be good.
This calls for a trip to Harvey Birdman.
Attorney-in-law. Regan just said that. I'm like, well, I don't know, friends. Perhaps she wasn't old enough to sire any children. In all my
Regan.
studies, I cannot recall such a phenomenon.
Regan, but she's married to Otto's, whatever.
Could have been a child marriage.
I follow Otto's. There's no way that that's possible. I would have
I
seen
feel like
that in the text.
I feel like you would know this.
Come on now, Dewdrop. I've done my homework
I believe in you.
sometimes.
It's just that I understand that, Vija and Otto's are married.
Yo, dude.
Maybe it's just something you forgot. It's okay. It happens. I'm here to remind you of things.
Yeah, Regan is literally like got his hand on his head going like literally like massaging his temple going like there's no way I would forget something that paramount to the God I serve. There's just no way.
Narrator voice. He was wrong.
If
That's
Dewdrop
when he
had a
realized he
phone
fucked
and
up.
Google. If Dewdrop had a phone and Google, this would be the moment that Dewdrop would pull it out and just be like, look, Regan.
Look.
But unfortunately, Dewdrop does not have a phone.
Oh,
What she has
man.
is a sending stone that looks like a phone.
Regan trusts his friends, so he's taking Dewdrop's counsel. They go like, well, if you insist, Dewdrop, I'll humor you on this. Double natural stinking what? I'm like, yeah, again.
Bro, I like even without the natural ones, it's just like 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. I'm like, all right, like, guess I'm not doing anything tonight.
I don't know why you keep
Like
rolling
there's
at
no
roll
autopilot.
20. I do not
Yeah.
like roll 20.
I hate roll 20.
I'm following Ree's rules because if he ever goes,
what
you
we-
do not do that. I would be like, you can look at the receipts right there.
Real 20, we appreciate you. We
I
love
do
you.
not.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
hate you.
are not sponsored
I
by Roll
hate
20,
you.
Ree. Don't you
Roll
go
20.
out like that. They better pay you to say nice things.
I
Even
got
the
good
people
rolls
that
last
they
week,
pay
so.
for, even the people
Yeah.
that they pay for, they're like, I hate dice roll 20. They don't use them.
People always want to be
Nah.
blaming.
I don't know. I've
Oh.
seen you and Regan perform.
Tonight, I had great rolls last week. It happens.
Mm-hmm. You can't. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So what would y'all like to do in game?
Asp is just they're kind of resigned for the day because again they relate to her request, even though she was a douche about it. They can relate the hustle underneath that douchiness. So Aspen actually doesn't have as much of a concern about what's actually transpiring because they're respecting their ordeal. So they're just gonna look at everyone else after seeing Dewdrop's looks to be close to normal. He's gonna look at the others and say, "Is anyone else been injured? I still have a few more that I can do if you're hurt at the moment."
I got some bumps, but I think we're turning it in for the day anyway. Right? Later,
Well,
after we talk to the bird?
At the same time, we're not really sure if something might approach us during the night, so it's best to just top off per se, at least until we know we get a full night's sleep. So
All right.
Hit me. All right, and they'll give you a cure wounds at level 1. I'm presuming. Wait. How hurt are you? Are you pretty hurt? Or really hurt?
He's not super bad at this point. He's got like.
Are you bloody?
He's missing like 11 hit points.
That's less than half, right?
Yeah, he's 1 out of 32. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do a level 1.
Yeah, you're looking worse for wear, but not quite bloody.
Right. Yeah, well, it depends too, right? Because you could be at 1 hit point, but if you got 1 hit point because, like, you know,
You're at death's door.
Somebody beat you with a sack of oranges.
I mean, blunt force trauma is a thing.
That's a hard way to go. So that should be that should be 9 hit points for you.
All right.
And then he'll move over towards Leia.
Nice.
It'd be like you're kind of like me in terms of fire not hurting as much. Are you hurt by chance or? Oh,
Fine.
Yeah,
I'm fine. Just it just stings a little. It's fine.
Aspen would nod and then looks towards Reagan and says, "How about you?"
Oh, I didn't see any action this time around, friend. I'm feeling quite well, actually. Just a little sleepy.
That's good to know. Good to know. In that case, I guess we could, now that we're a bit more healthier, in case there's a surprise attack that happens during the night, we should at least be semi-prepared for what's to come.
Reagan will go ahead and glance at the captain and wondering if the captain is still where Regan saw she was left, because he was kind of like in between the ship and where his friends were when Aspen signaled for company and backup.
Captain The captain has started to leave.
Oh, she's just up and walking.
She's walking away.
There goes the captain, friends, if you want to catch up to her.
Dewdrop just doesn't care and is already heading home. Well, friends, I'm gonna go home and need my bed. She seems fine. The weirdo, whatever, is gone. I think we did what we had to do, and it's all good. It might be a lost situation. I wouldn't call it a lost situation. I am glad that that person, whatever, did not get to leave with what they wanted, and the captain's alive. I think it was a win-win.
I don't really think there's anything we could do or say to cheer her up about her boat.
Other than give her money for the boat, but
that's not our.
I'm not gonna give her money. I need money for my cult.
Our cult, Dewdrop.
Right, Regan. Of course, our cult.
Also, Dewdrop, I am worried. I know how you stay in that house alone, at least as far as I know. If something were to happen to you, would we have any way to be notified?
Well,
no.
Because she seems to teleport into random locations for what it looks like when she disappeared. Do you have a way you can alert us if she appears at your establishment during the night?
No.
Do you want a way to signal us by chance, or are you just fine risking it? I'm not making
I think it'll be okay.
All right.
You can tell Reagan looks noticeably concerned, but he's respecting your wishes.
Asper's like, they're grown immortals. They can take care of themselves.
It is my culture to be like this. No one is allowed in or out of my house unless we are betrothed, married, or I am your parent.
But that doesn't mean you can't message us if something goes wrong.
Maybe.
Does that include animals?
No, it doesn't include animals.
Why'd you lead into the fight when you said
But they have to be animals? It has to be animals without, a certain intelligence. If this animal can speak and has their own language and can communicate with me, they are not allowed in. Unless, again, they are my child, my parents, or my betrothed, or we're already married.
And they'll point to their Drake, and they're just like, well, my Drake is a Drake. There's no way this Drake would consider you as a possible romantic partner.
But can it have conversations?
It's draconic.
You used to call people on their cell phones. You said your Drake is Drake, Doc.
He's the
No, I'm muting you. We're not doing this. I'm not getting banned on Twitch. We're not doing this. I'm not getting sued.
Yo, if she hits the exact pitch, of that song, that'd be impressive.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
So if they would look at
I have said betrothed multiple different ways. Betrothed, betrothed.
I think Reagan ain't paying attention to that.
Yeah.
Do you mean betrothed?
Betrothed, betrothed. This Jew words.
I'm just saying, the Drake speaks draconic to me.
Then you have a conversation with it. Therefore, you can, it's not allowed in my house, unfortunately.
In that case,
you're a good Drake. If cell phones were real in this place,
good boy.
I'm sure you'll be able to contact people on their cell phones.
But will it be only late at night, or?
That could only mean one thing, friends. Dewdrop.
Perhaps
I know we can't.
When you're in need of their love.
Why
The
do I
silly
have
dance,
to put up with
too.
this? Why do I have to put up with this?
You know you love us, Ree, don't he?
That's why you have us here, Ree.
Why am I being punished?
Incredible. Absolutely
You're being punished by the
incredible.
god of cell phones.
The god of hotlines and bling.
Yes, especially the
The wrath of the gods.
And as you all are deciding whether or not you should protect Dewdrop, you will find that your travel through the rest of the city will be fairly uneventful. The captain will make her way to her own safety and to be checked out and taken care of. Is there anything you all wish to do before you retire for a rest?
Reagan will actually try to stick close to the captain if he can.
Dewdrop is thinking of ways to be able to send a message through whatever outside of the house without having to talk to anyone.
And
If
Reagan
there's
would have
danger.
and Reagan would have also handed Axel his house keys, so Axel can just go in and crash if he wants.
Thanks, buddy.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, friend. Oh, who am I kidding? Of course you will. And Reagan kind of says that as he strides toward the captain.
Yeah, calling
So
some ladies of the night.
Aspen's going to make their way over to Layla and say, oh, by the way, during our humbress, we may have forgot to inform you to where we were going. And for that, I do apologize. I should have took account this.
Fine. You know, the big explosion clued me into where you guys might be, so it was very easy to follow you. Also, and she just like look around. She goes, "Can you keep a secret?"
Of course.
She opens her bag and pulls out the item she stole. And stuffs them back in there.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
You know, I don't really want to go back in the water to get them. And you know, it might be easy to research them if we have them.
True.
I would tell Regan, but I don't really want the captain to know.
He ain't a snitch.
Snitch against stitches. Aspen nods and he says, that was some quick thinking. Just one thing though, do you think they may be traceable by chance? Is there a way we could make sure that they're placed in perhaps an object to where they, as you know, there's spells out there where you could be able to sense certain things. I could sense creatures of different types, celestials, fiends. That's normally how I'm able to detect when she's around in the near facility. So
Well,
maybe
that's why I put them in my bag.
So your bag would
It holds a lot of stuff.
Yes, it does. Does your bag also perhaps prevent magical tracking from happening?
You know, I'm not quite sure if it does that. See, I have to look at the thing.
You would. It doesn't. It's probably not going to say it in the thing, but you would think that it should because it's being put in a pocket dimension.
Oh, is it a bag of holding?
Yes, Layla's got a bag of holding.
It's in a pocket dimension, right? So it's in a completely different plane of existence. So
okay. I thought it was like a little purse. I'm pretty sure a bag of holding is like has a unique look to it.
She does open it so like you could see like the vast void that's inside of it before she seals it again.
Oh, wow! Nicely done.
I figure it's safe in here.
True. I mean, unless it breaks, we have nothing to worry about.
Yes. You know, oh no, I'm paranoid someone's gonna find it.
No one should. As long as it's placed aside there, I can't see how they could be able to trace it unless they somehow enter your bag. Which they shouldn't be able to because they have to breathe.
They shouldn't. Yeah, exactly. So we've got the special items. I'll tell everybody else once we're done with the captain. I just don't want the captain to take it.
No, that's, to be honest, she doesn't. This doesn't really concern her that much to begin with. She needs to start over and find her own boat and such. So showing this to her just brings her back into danger. And we saw, she sadly couldn't be able to keep up with things that took place.
Maybe she will figure out that maybe boats are not for her.
That may be a bit rough for her. Her entire life is dedicated to the sea. That's like telling someone. That's like telling Regan that that churches are not for them.
Oh, that would crush him.
Mm-hmm.
Returns.
Well, I think I'm going to turn in for the night. I'm gonna go. Oh, Axel's got the house key.
No worries. Well, again,
I wonder if I can steal it from him.
Jump in the house.
Just in case, I still wanted to apologize for it. I'll make sure to do better. If you ever.
It would be really great if we had like a device that communicated across long distances, something that was portable.
I agree.
And that you don't need to constantly make sure it's not going to die on you.
I'll look into that tomorrow and see if I can find something like that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I might help you actually, but I'm a bit tired. I think I'm gonna go turn in.
All right, get some rest. I'll be hanging outside, and they'll nod and with their Drake look towards the side and head out because they don't stay in the city. They hate cities.
All right, as you all are making your way to your respective hiding holes, Reagan, what are you doing?
Reagan is definitely following the captain and making sure she seems to get proper medical attention if she's getting that, and then we'll kind of approach her when things aren't so hectic around her in an attempt to have a conversation.
You see her heading towards the center of the city, and she doesn't seem to be attracting any other support, so there's no other guards and things like that around.
Well, Reagan will catch up. He's not like tailing her in secret. That's not where his headspace is.
Is there something I can do for you?
Oh, yes, Captain. I just wanted to see that you make it back okay and that you receive any need be medical attention. And Reagan kind of points to his insignia of Otto's and be like, it's my job after all.
I will be fine. I just have to reach the consulate and I will be taken care of.
Well, I will accompany you to make sure you get there in one piece. You are a valued member of this community.
Very well.
And we've already had one scare.
Very well. Very well. And she continues walking.
While we're traveling, I do have one question to ask.
Of course he does.
Yes.
It's actually not what you think.
Yes.
Your friend, Serwin Thinbristle, was it?
Yes.
He was the one who had us begin this endeavor that, well, evolved into this situation. And I was wondering if you do, in fact, see him as trustworthy, for he began our journey and we will have to see him to conclude it. Is there anything you wish for us not to disclose?
No. That Bristle is a fool, but he's a good person. Always putting his face where it doesn't belong, but he's a friend.
Reagan's gonna insight check that if he
Yeah,
can.
roll it.
All right. It's gonna be bad, but he's gonna do it. It's not horrible. It's an 11.
You think she's probably telling the truth?
I think she's probably telling the truth.
It's one of my favorite things to say to people when they roll well, or even if they roll well, and there was nothing there to begin with. It's like there do not appear to be any lies.
Well, Reagan's gonna nod slowly, but he's not exactly disguising that he doesn't completely believe her statement.
Was there anything else you wanted to know?
Well, I'm sure anything else that I have. Well, wow, that came out all bad. I'm sure any questions that I have, I doubt you could answer them due to you having confidential shipments and functioning at your official capacity. You could always tell us what you were stowing away on that boat of yours.
I don't know. It was just some items for the church. Apparently, they needed them for something, and they needed a lot of them. And I had previously never failed to deliver anything.
Well, that deity, and you could tell she would tell Reagan hesitates to say deity, seemed to be looking rather vigorously for something. Almost like it was something specific.
I don't concern myself with the whims of other people. I just try to do my job and keep my head down.
I do find it strange that you and only you were the one who got the most severe wounds.
Yes, I figured there wasn't supposed to be anyone checking the cargo tonight, but I had a feeling, and, well, apparently I was right. Didn't exactly do me any good.
How did you end up in that water?
No, we tried to stop that woman, and she did something that exploded, and I woke up in the water.
Can Reagan insight check that to see if she's withholding any information?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, baby. It was low insight. That's a 5. Oh, baby.
You don't think so. It seems to match what you know. It's kind of, she wasn't very descriptive, but it kind of sounds like what happened with when you were on the boat too. But I mean, you don't really have a reason to not trust it, I guess.
Yeah, because Reagan didn't see her plummet. The only thing he would have seen is Dewdrop pulling something out of the water, and then once Dewdrop reached the deck, finds out, oh hey, it's the captain. So yeah, Reagan wouldn't know. So Reagan just nods and he's going to continue walking. That's about Reagan's allotment for being insightful for the evening.
As you all are walking, you do reach a very large kind of walled off section that you would know kind of houses the generally higher political class individuals, diplomats, things like that. And there is a guardsman there in this very dark black armor with a full face helmet. And she looks at you. All right, well, you should probably not follow me any further.
Why on earth is that? Oblivious Reagan.
Undead consulate building.
Would Reagan know what that is in its entirety outside of just name?
No.
Could Reagan roll a history check to see if he would?
I would say you don't need a history check. The only information that you'd be aware of is it's some sort of political building and that they undead. That's like theirs for other countries, but isn't you don't know anything else about it.
And Reagan's gonna nod and go, fair enough. I'm sure you would know how to find us if you need anything further.
No offense, but you all are kind of bad luck. Which isn't entirely fair, I guess, but
We saved you. Like Reagan looks genuinely offended and hurt.
I would really prefer to keep my life quiet, and you adventuring types have anything but a quiet life. So I'm thankful for what you did. I am. But I would really prefer not to be friends.
Reagan looks hurt. He's like, very well. There may come a time. Just you wait. And remember to pray for the nameless ones, should you need aid. Reagan U-turns and starts heading for his home. He ain't even gonna stop to see if it landed. He ain't even. You thug.
Wait,
Thug.
You thug.
He just walks away in slow motion.
Dewdrop, is there anything that you wish to do before the night ends?
Oh, Dewdrop is gonna create one thing. She's gonna have one sign outside that's connected to like she's gonna create this. She's gonna have like a sign placed outside her door, her house, and it says "okay," and then there's a little rope on top of it. That if it's pressed from her bedroom, it would fall down and it would say "not okay." That's what she just does, but she leaves it outside. But it says "okay" at the moment.
Fancy. I
I'm
respect it.
tempted to make you roll something for that, but
Sure, I'll roll
won't.
something for it.
I don't even know what you'd roll for that.
I mean,
Dexterity?
Just make an intelligence check. I feel like
It
this
could
is
be a
just general.
performance, I guess, because I performed an action.
Artist rolls are the worst in 5e. They really are. You craft something, you're like, what do we roll every time?
Yeah, they didn't make any rules for it because they're trying. Like they're just like, we're gonna shit the boat on this one.
We're gonna make a whole class about it and then still not define how its main function works.
It's okay. It's all loosey goosey. Just whatever, man.
Roll either roll make it a dex check or an intelligence check.
I'm gonna do with intelligence.
5e requires lots of help.
19.
That's enough.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
it'll work once, and then you'd have to like go outside and reset it. But
Yeah,
it'll work.
that's the whole point.
It'll work.
Awesome. And it is placed in such a very clear view of Reagan's window.
Okay. All right, and last but certainly not least, Axel, is there anything you wish to do tonight?
I mean, Axel is annoyed at how things went down because it was going so good, and then boom, it all just blew up, both literally and figuratively. So he's just like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to sleep. Does Layla get back to the Reagan's place around the same relatively soonish, or is she messing around a bit?
I would say she would. She as you would be finishing up, she would be arriving. She would be, going to get settled down. That's when she'd be entering.
Ding dong, ding dong. Just shows up in a robe. Found one of Reagan's robes.
Reagan don't have no robes.
Just wears it over the armor. It's not even. He's still fully dressed.
She's totally entire way up. She's got out her lute and is playing it and singing because she's bored. And she's walking back to Regan's house.
This is wonderful.
And as our party is settling in for a well-deserved rest, that is where we are gonna close this chapter of our story.
Cool.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and watching these wonderful people tell this wonderful story. But stay tuned for a few minutes. We will try and see if we can raid someone and see who's streaming. But before that, we're just gonna go ahead and have everybody reintroduce themselves and tell us where we can find you doing good things. And we're gonna start out first with Glyza.
Yo, I'm Glyza. I'm a person of many hats. I'm a podcast host, Classical Adventures for One and Chewing Gum for the Brain. I'm a podcast. I haven't released new episodes recently because I've been busy with other projects, but it is still happening. I'm also a writer. I'm working on an audio drama called Nightmare Hunt. Also the same thing. All the seasons 1 to 5 have already been planned out. I just need to work on it, and I'm very excited to bring it out. I am also a variety streamer. I play romance games and only games where I can date people every Saturday mornings usually, and I'm also a TTRPG performer. I am on a lot of shows. On Mondays, I'm on twitch.tv Chatterbox AVA. We are almost finished with this show, Somehow Human, where I play Darla. I also play Alicia Lionor on Gods of Color at Kira's channel, twitch.tv Kira858. On Thursdays, I play Mora, a scholar who is suddenly a space ninja because of space magic with Esper Genesis Revelations at twitch.tv Atomic Zero. On Tuesdays, I am releasing episodes episodes of different one-shots, different shows on my channel where I call it T3RPG every Tuesdays. There will be 4 rotating shows. I'm still working on it. You'll see. On Saturdays, I am on, again, Kira's channel, Kira858, on Fractured Destiny, where I play Dewata, an older sister with very, very long patience for her siblings. And hey, Sunday, I'm here as Dewdrop. Keep an eye on bio.link/classical Glyza. Also see me on Twitter at classical Glyza, because I do make all of my announcements there, and I'm always very active there, except for today. I wasn't really active on there today, but I'm usually there for any special announcements. Peace out.
All right. Next, Ari.
Hi, Mari. Of course, I'm here every Sundays playing Layla. But I'm also over on the Bear Pen. I play Elijah in Blood on the Bayou, Katya on Fallout, and I am the storyteller for Undead in Dallas on Kira's YouTube channel, The Cookout TTRPG. I play Yvain in Rivenwood, Shay in Reclamation. Really, I just hop around. So if you want to follow me anywhere, it is Twitter, Small Shadow Snack. Just stay for the possums because they're amazing.
All right. Next up, Kira.
Well, hi, I'm Kira858. Of course, you could be able to find our content on twitch.tv/Kira858, as well as our YouTube channel, The Cookout TTRPG. If you want to watch a magical school without the bigotry of Harry Potter, we have Riverwood Academy. If you want to watch a series like Game of Thrones before season 8, you'll love our series Reclamation. If you like Mage the Ascension, World of Darkness campaign, our Mage the Ascension Boss Beyond Time is heading towards her season 2 season finale. So make sure to check us out there on our YouTube channel. Of course, for Twitch.tv, we have our campaign that's dedicated about sextuplets. I'm pretty sure we're the first campaign about sextuplets of Fractured Destiny that comes out on Saturdays at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And of course, on Sundays, we have our brand new campaign, A Mist, Light, and Shadow. We just had our first episode literally earlier today that comes on at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you like a little bit of Diablo with some sweet goodness inside and definitely some grittiness on the other side of the spectrum, you will love that campaign. We also have a new project coming up in the near future, and we're super excited about that. But to get more information on that, just make sure to follow us on Twitter at the Kira858, as well as the Cookout TTRPG for not just TTRPG related content, but Die Hard Dice giveaways and more. And that's yours truly.
All right. Next up, Sir Monolith.
Yeah, so outside of here, getting blown up and rolling badly, you can. The only other game I'm active on at the moment is on the Cookout TTRPG with Kira in the morning on Sundays. So you can find us over there in Between Light and Shadow, where I'm playing Cook the Crook, and you should stop by before you come watch us here on Sundays. Because it's a good time. We got a lot of great people, and it's it's going to take a little bit of time, I think, but like for it to get as hilarious as it is here. But it's got a lot of promise. It's got a lot of. We had a ton of fun, and so the shenanigans are gonna continue to ensue. I 100% guarantee it. So if you want to come see another cool group of people, check us out in the morning over on the Cookout TTRPG, and then come join us up a little later in the evening here. Just a great way to spend your Sunday. You can find me as Sir Monolith. Yeah, Sir Monolith on Twitter. If I decide to actually log in and use it.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Earthswinger.
Kneel before your natural one king. I don't do much. You can find me on YouTube at Earthswinger YouTube page. You can find me on SoundCloud making bad music. You can see me on the Cookout TTRPG playing Otis, the orc with a serious chip on his shoulder. And I love that character, best friend who needs help, but he's my friend. And definitely game with half these wonderful people over there at Ribbonwood Academy, but that's my only other active RPG I am part of at the moment. So I'll keep mine short and sweet. Take us out of here, Ree.
All right, and feel free to check out at Big Ree for a full listing of everything that I'm up to. And with that, we bid you a good night.
Peace out, y'all.